And that sound means that we are once again in the library with
Tara!
and Adrian. Today is sometime in the middle of March 2025. Sometime.
And today we're all going to take a big, calming breath in through our nose. We haven't let it out yet.
Oh.
And now quietly release it through your mouth out into the world. It wasn't quietly.
Well.
Because today we're talking about yoga books and meditation and breathing. Yoga.
So are you a yogi?
I am.
And how long have you been practicing yoga?
I don't know when I started. Back in high school. Just a couple of years ago.
Just a couple.
Yeah, I love yoga though. And I teach the Yogi Bears here at the library. And the preschoolers. We have a preschool program that I do once a month, and I love doing yoga with the preschoolers.
Just because we have mentioned those programs, do you want to tell our listeners when those are in case they wish to attend?
So Yogi Bears is on the first and third Sunday of the month. It is for ages 5 to 11. I have two different classes, one at 1:30 and one at 2 p.m. at the Bedford Branch Library. And that's really fun. Every Sunday I come up with a new theme, and we've been superheroes, we've gone on a safari, we've done holiday-themed days, so it's always an adventure for me trying to come up with a whole new theme for us to do, but the kids really seem to like it. And like I said, I also do once a month, I work with our children's librarian, Karen Moore. She has a preschool story time that happens on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. That's for younger preschool students, around 3 to 5 years old. And the first week of the month, I get to do yoga with them. Because every week, she's so awesome. Every week she does a different program with them. And she has like a series. So I get to do yoga with them once a month, and I love it.
And what is your favorite yoga pose?
Shavasana, which is the corpse pose. It's when you lie on your back and stare into the abyss.
I am not very good at yoga. I have practiced on and off for a few years because I've always had issues with short hamstrings. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I can pitch another YouTube channel on this program.
Why not?
But there's a yoga series. I don't know if she's still doing it, to be honest, but it was Yoga with Adrian. I saw the name and I'm like, oh, that must be for me. So,
her name's not Adrian.
No.
It was specifically made for you.
It was specifically tailor-made for me.
I believe so. So what's your favorite pose then?
I like doing the cat-cow stretch.
Yeah.
Just because it helps in my lower back area, but it's not as good as for my hamstrings, I suppose, but I hate pigeon pose.
I like pigeon pose. And with my kiddos, we put our back foot up a little bit, and that's our mermaid pose.
That makes sense. But no, for those of you who are not in the aware, the pigeon pose is where you roughly twist your body into the shape of a pretzel, and it's supposed to stretch your thighs and hip flexors.
I would describe quite a few poses as turning yourself into a pretzel. You would probably be like the warrior poses. Those would be good for you. You should try warrior 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's the ones where you hold your arms out.
Yeah, you have one foot bent in front, the back leg is straight. And then you twist your body just a little bit, move your arms depending on if it's 1, 2, or 3. So lots of fun poses. Yoga's great for everybody. And, we should get the information. There's other branches that do yoga programs. I know that the Bedford branch has a yoga class on Mondays in the afternoon, and Ida has a chair yoga for all of our patrons who need a little more centering.
Now, my question is, after you've bent the chair into the position, do you have to unbend it, or does someone come around and unbend it for you?
Oh, that's the instructor's problem at that point. You're just there to bend it.
Okay.
Bend it like Beckham.
I don't think Beckham was a yoga star.
You know what? All those Hollywood, British, celebrities, they're all doing yoga.
Maybe.
Like you said, good for the hamstrings.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, and speaking of different events that are happening, I'm just at the Bedford Branch Library this weekend, so probably about the time that this is going to be posted, they're having a heartfulness, relaxation, and meditation. So it's on March 22nd at 2 p.m. And that's going to be a really nice stretching and meditation event for adults and teens at the Bedford Branch.
You said we were supposed to read some books about yoga today. What have you brought with you?
I have a whole pile. I won't talk about them all, though. But one of my favorite yoga books that we have two. One's called Hello Moon, and one's called Hello Sun. And I am really excited because I got the library to purchase both of these and put them in the collection. And these are really neat salutations for children's. So one's, like I said, Hello Sun is supposed to be like for in the morning, waking up, saying hello to the day, stretching your body. Hello Moon is kind of getting them ready for bed. It's a repetitive routine that you do.
Is it the prequel to Goodnight Moon?
Yes. You stretch, and then you get in bed, and then you say goodnight to the moon. I think that's a great pattern, yes. But it's nice because it's about calming down. It kind of helps. You get to stretch a little bit and move around, but it's about centering yourself, and it helps kids calm down and get ready for bed. So the illustrations are so cute, and they actually have like the kids looking like they're in space, and they're doing all their poses. You can bend your knees forward towards the ground, be fearless and bold, ready for adventure, lift up and unfold. It's so cute.
I've never understood the yoga for relaxation because every time I do yoga, I just get in pain and angry.
Well, there are different types of yoga. Do you know the type that you were doing?
All of the types.
Because there are, a lot of people don't realize that there are a lot of different types of yoga. Personally, I love the hot yoga. I love it when you crank the heat up to 90 degrees and you just like sweat it out. But there are definitely ones that are more advanced, ones that are more easy. And yeah, so you should try looking up either a class or look up a video specifically for relaxation. That's going to be more just like the simple stretches and the shavasana. And
which stretch is just sitting in a chair and watching someone else perform yoga?
the spectator pose.
There you go. That's my pose.
Nice. I feel like you'd like child's pose too. So you're just bent over your knees and just like basically sleeping.
What else you got over there?
Well, this is actually a new discovery for me, and this one actually is about meditation. It's not about yoga, but I love this book. It's called Big Breath, and I love it so much that I actually read it at my Yogi Bears, which I typically don't read yoga books to them because they're a little bit older. But this one is really neat. It's for I would put this for a little bit older kids because there's quite a few pages. So little kids might get a little bored, but this is a great book for like 9 to like 14, and it just talks you through your breathing and different areas of your body to focus on, and helps you calm down, and also kind of helps you focus on the world. It's a really neat book. It's like one of them's like, now take a big breath and pretend you can let go of those thoughts. Imagine your breath is the wind and your thoughts are the clouds. Whoosh. So it helps you go through relaxing the brain, letting go of your negative thoughts or your anxieties. Again, this would be a great book like when you're getting ready for bed if you have an anxious child or there's a lot that's happening in their lives right then, because it just goes through everything. So I highly recommend. It's a Big Breath by William Meyer, illustrated by Brittany R. Jacobs. It's a guided meditation for kids. It's fabulous.
Now, do you partake in meditation in your own time?
I personally do not. I think that everyone's a little bit different, and the reason that we have all these different programs and ideas is because different things work for different people. So, like, I can't take naps. I wish I could. They sound lovely. I cannot take naps. My version of a nap is just, like, sitting down or laying down for, like, 20 minutes. Like watching TV or just reading a book. That's my version of taking a nap. So meditation is not really for me, but yoga is kind of my version of meditation. I like to combine them together. What about you?
I
can't see you being a meditation guy.
Well, see, that's where you would be wrong. I've actually gotten into it. I started meditating a bit a few years ago. I would just do a few minutes here and there. For listeners who are not aware, and I don't know if I should be sharing this over the podcast, but I have struggled with depression for a significant chunk of my life. And one of my therapists recommended that because we were working on cognitive behavioral therapy, and they suggested that I look into meditation. And so I was deeply skeptical at first because I'm like, sitting there and thinking about nothing doesn't really seem worth my time. But I've gotten more into it. I definitely a couple times a week will sit down and meditate for 5-10 minutes just to sort of reset and recenter my mind.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing for a lot of people. I just have the problem where I can't slow my brain down. I've tried to meditate, and like if that's all I'm doing is the meditation, my brain will just keep jumping from one thing to another. And I'll catch myself and I'll try to stop, and then it's just like I'm thinking about everything, so I can't stop. But I do like including meditation in with other stuff. If I can do a little bit of both, it helps.
I understand. And I will say that whole stream of consciousness, constant thoughts, that is the hallmark of someone who's just learning to meditate. Yeah. Everybody who tries it starts there. It's true. So we both together brought the same book here because I grabbed I Am Yoga by Susan Verde with art by Peter H. Reynolds. You also grabbed I Am Yoga by Susan Verde with art by Peter H. Reynolds.
It was just very appropriate for...
So clearly we're going to have to fight to figure out which of us truly is yoga.
Well, I think you already said you're not. Well, you're meditation, I'm yoga.
That's true. So I will say that I'm not big on reading books about yoga necessarily.
Until now.
But the art in this book is lovely. Peter H. Reynolds, I know you're not listening, but you just knocked it out of the park with this one.
Well, you know that they wrote other books together. Do you?
I did not know that.
This is actually a whole series. It's I want to say there's like I Am Peace, I Am... There's a whole bunch of them, and they all have like the same kind of messages, and it's all about calming and like relaxing yourself. They're great. So I don't know how many are in the series. It might not be a whole bunch, but I think we have I Am Peace on the shelf right now at the Bedford Library.
I'm just going to say, though, that I am a huge fan of these sketchy, I don't know, like Roald Dahl style illustrations.
I like this better, though, because it does have that feel, but it's a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Because his...
can be a little messy.
They're so messy. And I like the idea of them, but they kind of bug me a little bit, because I'm actually reading Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator right now. And I just wish they were... Yeah. I agree. Peter Reynolds is a fabulous illustrator.
I'm sure you have no idea who this is, but the art also reminds me of one of my other favorite illustrators, Hajime Ueda.
Oh, yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't know who it is. He does a similar sketch style, and every time I see something, I'm like, I wish I could draw like that.
I wish I could draw in general. No one wants to see me draw.
You could just... I mean, stick figure is still technically a drawing, right?
I have sloppy stick figures.
Well, you know. You'll find something you're good at.
Someday.
Maybe not.
Oh, I got really excited for a second. I was going to say you believe in me.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's okay. I'm going to do some yoga and let this go later.
Let it go. I'm going to get us copy struck.
Do it.
Let it go. Let it go. Let's go to the Home Depot.
So I will say, I love how many yoga and meditation books that the Monroe County Library System has, because I pull them every other week for my group. So we do have a really nice collection, and it's constantly growing. And there are a lot of really good options out there, whether your child has a hard time calming down when they're upset, or whether they just need to move around more and get some energy out. There's a book pretty much for everything, and even board books too. We have a ton of board books. Sesame Street surprisingly has a meditation series that I really like for the kids, and we have a handful of board books that I really like. We have Yoga Whale in the system, which is really cute, and I've used that for my preschoolers because for them, you can't have a story, you can't have like a full story in that class. So just a picture, and then we do the stretch that's on the page.
I'm just gonna say it doesn't surprise me that Sesame Street has a yoga book because when you look at Kermit, like he's got that flexibility. You can tell.
But do they all?
I didn't say all of them, but Kermit.
Kermit's not Sesame Street.
He was.
He's a Muppet.
He was.
There's a difference.
He was on Sesame Street.
He might have been like, no.
He was.
He might have been like an episode, but
No,
like,
there's. I will see if I can't put up some sort of statistics on how many times Kermit the Frog has appeared on Sesame Street.
that doesn't make him a Sesame Street puppet. They're different. He was a guest. There's been a lot of humans on that show too. Does it make them Muppets?
Some of them.
Well, some of them,
Pretty sure I saw Danny DeVito on there, and I'm pretty sure he's a Muppet.
I love Danny DeVito. That's an underappreciated actor. He can do a little bit of everything.
He did that movie that was by Roald Dahl.
Yeah, Matilda.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Mathilda.
Yeah. Actually, that is a different book. Yeah, he starred in it and he directed it. And then he also, the girl who played Matilda, she stayed with him. Huh?
Mara Wilson.
Yes, that lady. Awesome child actress. She stayed with him and his wife during part of the filming for that because her mom was going through cancer. And then he did like a private showing in the hospital room for the mom before she passed away so she could see her daughter in the movie, which is just so heartbreaking and sweet. But he's a good guy.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, and I'm certain you don't know this. Mara Wilson serves as the voice of the faceless old woman who lives in your house on Welcome to Night Vale.
I don't know what Welcome to Night Vale even is, but that's terrifying.
It's a podcast, and she plays the faceless old woman who lives in your house.
Okay. Lot to unpack there.
It really is. Speaking of unpacking, let's talk about what's going on at your local library.
Yeah.
I would like to start us off with the Vegetable Seed Starting Workshop, taking place Saturday, April 12th from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Gardeners of all skill levels are invited to attend this workshop. Get a head start on your summer vegetable garden. Learn how to make biodegradable seed pots from newspaper and swap tips with fellow growers.
That sounds terrifying, but I did the event last year. It's really fun. Highly recommend.
What vegetable are you growing?
I just started working on my radishes, but I'm going to grow a whole bunch. I like all different types of tomatoes. I'm going to have a whole tomato garden.
I tried to plant carrots in my backyard, and you remember when we had Michelle on, we talked about microgreens?
Yes.
Yeah, I think my largest carrot was about a half an inch long.
But it wasn't supposed to be micro, was it?
No, it was not.
Did it have enough room to grow in?
I think there was a bunch of issues, including the squirrels digging up all of the good ones.
Yep, that'll happen.
Yep. Coming up at the South Rockwood Branch Library on March 26th, 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Join us for a glow dance party. Be sure to wear white or neon-colored clothing to stand out and glow. Children must have an adult present to participate. Register online. Again, this is at the South Rockwood Branch Library. Spring Break Glow Party.
It was a little threatening when you talk in that voice and say children must be accompanied by an adult.
They must be accompanied by an adult.
Otherwise, they'll be taken and they'll be trained as librarians. Coming up at the Bedford Branch Library, we're having an evening with Shakespeare. This will be on Friday, April 11th at 7 p.m. The Bedford Community Players are coming in for this annual event, and we're going to be doing a staged reading of Twelfth Night. So come on out if you want to see your favorite podcaster perform as Sebastian.
It's pronounced Shakespeare.
I'm not going to fight you on that one. We don't know for shizzle. An evening with Shakespeare. Shakespeare?
Shakespeare?
Shaka Khan? No.
I feel for you.
Friday, April 11th, 7 p.m. Have you read it? Have you read any Shakespeare?
Never in my life.
Seriously? Not a single one?
No, I've read just about everything he's done.
Oh, okay, well, that was a good, honest question. Not everyone has read Shakespeare or enjoys Shakespeare. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, so
Although he has great insults.
when I was in high school, they made us read Romeo and Juliet.
Same.
And for a long time, that was the only one I had read. During college, I had to expand and read The Merchant of Venice. Mm-hmm. And then independently of that, I went and read all of the rest of it. Macbeth,
Hamlet,
yeah, all those ones.
I really like the movies, the more current movies that are based off those that a lot of people don't realize. So like She's the Man is based off 12th Night. 10 Things I Hate About You is The Taming of the Shrew. Yeah. Well, technically Lion King is Hamlet.
Lion King is Hamlet.
It is.
Have you seen the version of Macbeth that's got Sir Patrick Stewart in like a weird sci-fi Russia?
No, I knew he played it before, but I didn't know that part.
Oh, there's a weird version where it's,
There's a version of David Tennant. He was performing Shakespeare like as a psych ward patient.
I can see that.
Was it him? Wait. No, I don't know anymore. There's another actor, but I can't think of his name. He's another Scottish dude.
There are other actors.
But he's the best. I love David Tennant.
Oh, well. Is he better than... why can't I think of the guy's name? Sean Connery.
Yes. Sean Connery was never Doctor Who.
We're gonna
he was 007. I like Sean Connery, don't get me wrong.
We're going to fight.
Great 007, but couldn't cut it as Doctor Who, so, you know.
The Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present Craft Swap. Sorry. The Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present Craft Supply Swap coming Saturday, April 5th, 2025 from 1 to 3 p.m. Rehome your unused craft supplies and find some new-to-you items to spark creativity. Donate your unwanted craft supplies March 17th through April 4th. Then attend the Craft Supply Swap on April 5th. Take as much as you like. It's a craft free for all. You'll get the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
I think it's Alan Cumming. Is he a Scottish actor? I think that's... He played Macbeth. I'm sorry, I'm still on Shakespeare.
You know who Jim Cumming played? Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, we're going to get so many copyright strikes.
Coming up at the South Rockwood Branch Library is a music bingo for ages 12 and up. This is on March 19th as well as on April 2nd. So you have two chances. Come out to the South Rockwood Branch Library at 6 p.m. and please register beforehand.
You don't have to come out. I will win. I've been training my whole life. I am very skilled at bingo.
It says for kids 12 and up, so you absolutely apply. You are a kid, and you are up.
And I guarantee you I've had more hours practicing at bingo than you have.
I don't know about that. I am an old lady at heart. I love my trivia. I love my bingo. So I love going on a cruise. I basically become an 80-year-old lady. I read, I do trivia, and I sit in the sun.
Just bring the food to my room. I'll be halfway between the bed and the floor.
No, I'm going to be up on the sun deck getting the sun, and they can bring it out there.
Get that nice, leathery, burnt tan that all of the longtime cruise goers get.
Yeah, my skin doesn't do that. I just get my freckles just pop out.
If you know of anything going on around the community or at your local library that you would like us to let the world know about, please reach out to us.
Or if you would like to come on the podcast and talk about a local event or organization, please let us know. We would love to have more of the community involved.
Also, while we're talking about these things, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that ring bell for notifications.
And follow us on Spotify. It'll help with the algorithm.
And if you would like to take over as a co-host on this podcast...
You're already kicking me off?
I was kicking myself off.
So you say now.
Anyway, this has been In the Library with
Tara.
and Adrian.
You get sound effects.
Because I have the button.
Rude.